Hi, welcome to Positively Sparking, a podcast on internet marketing, online productivity, and business.
Today I'm with Joe Harrison, expert VA and client manager at Positive Spark, and we're going to chat through our favourite app for the month of September. Hey Joe, welcome to the podcast.
Hi Phil, how are you?
I'm all right. How is autumn settling into the country of France?
It's been a bit miserable here. Rain. It's been cold. I've even had my wood burner on. But today, it's bright sunshine and really hot, and I had to come in when I was sitting in the garden.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
So mix and match. We've had the same. I was actually trying to buy wood this week, and it's too early for the local shops to have it in. That's how quick autumn has come. Yeah.
Really? Too early? Wow.
Too early. You can get it from the garages, but it's not the same as kiln dry. The stuff in my head is not what's on sale right now. So speaking of those darkening nights, we've got some great apps to brighten up everyone's app hearth today. So let's jump right in there. Joe, what's your first app of the month?
Okay. Well, this first app I've only been using for about a week, and it's thanks to our lovely friend Imogen, who posted something on her Facebook about it. And it's actually an offer that came through AppZumo. I'm not sure whether you've heard of AppZumo.
I have.
They do lots of really good offers. And the offer is actually something called Promo Republic. And the offer is lifetime pro subscription, which usually costs $29 a month. And I think I paid $49 for lifetime subscription.
Wow.
So it was really cheap for me because I don't usually pay for things, especially if I've not used them before.
Okay.
But this looked really good. And it's basically another social media scheduling tool, which they have lots of templates that you can use. They've got photos that you can use, articles. So there's lots of ideas to post on social media. And this is the sort of thing I've been looking for, because I think people get pretty bored on social media if you're just posting the same articles all the time. And I mean, the cat's saying it now, but posting pictures of your pets. There's only so many pictures of my pets that I can post online on social media. So this has been really good actually, and the first few days that I used it, I've had some really good interaction on my Facebook page specifically, from the things that I've posted. So I mean, going forward, I think it's really useful because you don't have to think about it too much because they have templates. I'm just gonna quickly just go, and it's all into categories. So you log in and it comes up with today's topics, and they're all kind of relevant to today. For example, Stephen King was born today in 1947. Bet you didn't know that.
I did not know that at all.
And there's lots of things about autumn, lots of images and templates about autumn. Although it's called fall on here because it's a bit US. It's very American, which I found, which is fine. But there's lots of things about fall. We don't call it fall, do we, in the UK?
We don't. No.
So I'm just skipping past the Americanized stuff. But yeah, there's some brilliant stuff on here, and I've actually used it for a couple of clients as well, just to kind of test the water, really. And you can also schedule to Instagram from it as well. But the only problem with that is you have to have like another app, because apparently you're not allowed to post it into Instagram automatically.
I never knew that.
Yeah. So I've not really tried Instagram on here yet. But yeah, no, it's lots of quotes as well, obviously. I mean, quotes are social media.
Totally. So Promo Republic, as you're describing it, and I've only heard of this app when you posted it to me yesterday saying, this one I'm going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
How does it differ from other better known apps that also suggest content?
Well, I mean, I use Hootsuite and Buffer usually for my scheduling, and I don't find the way that they suggest stuff very easy to find, really. And so this one is, it's kind of, you log in and it's your dashboard, and you've got along the top, you've got like today's topics, recommended for you, articles, Instagram, and then you've got all the different categories. So you can just log in and just go, wow, that's good, I'm going to post that. Or you can download something, whereas the others are very much more about the scheduling side of things, with the queues and however it happens. Whereas that's kind of in the background on here. When you go to schedule something, it says, do you want to post it now? Do you want to add it to a queue? Do you want to schedule it for a specific time? And what I've been doing is just adding it to a queue. I think I used another social media tool, and I can't remember the name of it, years ago, which had queues in it, which I found really good. It's a bit like Buffer, I suppose. You add it to Buffer, it's like in a queue. And you're not having to worry about times and when should this go out, because they choose the best times for you as well. So, yeah, it's the only downside. The only downside is I wanted to use it for another client that I've just taken on. But I can only have one LinkedIn profile on there. So I can have lots of LinkedIn pages, but I can only have one profile. So it was either my profile or her profile.
I can guess who won.
I did. I did for the moment. I mean, that may change. But with this offer from AppZumo, you get the pro account. You can have 30 profiles on there. So you can have Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And obviously only one LinkedIn profile, but you can have 30 pages if you want from LinkedIn.
And is that offer still running with AppZumo?
I think it is. When I looked earlier on, it is still running. It was a link that Imogen posted on her Facebook page, which I clicked through to. But I did. If you go to AppZumo and then type in Promo Republic, it still came up yesterday. So
okay. So as of yesterday, it's still there to buy.
Yeah.
Podcast goes out tomorrow. Let's hope it's still running.
I'm sure it will be. It didn't say a date on it that it would expire.
Okay.
It said limited availability, I think.
So is this your new favourite social media tool?
At the moment, yeah, I keep opening it up and playing with it.
It's a good sign. It's a good sign.
Yeah.
So where can we get this, Joe? What's the web address?
The web address, if you want to go there directly, is promorepublic.com.
Mm-hmm.
But I would suggest, popping over to AppZumo, putting in their search bar and getting the offer.
The offer does sound good.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, very, very different to what you've been talking about there. My first app of the month is something that helps us deal with pixels.
Okay.
So, you'll have noticed in the last year, a lot of what we do in online advertising involves a pixel, which we install onto a site and we track visits and we track interaction, and then we generate follow-up ads which are based on the actions that people take. Yeah. And one of the, as it has been doing for a few years, Facebook advertising has been expanding quite drastically over the last few years and even so in this year too. Yeah. And one of the areas that is expanding most is the pixel and the options that we have that pixel can track. So one thing we do a lot is we create custom conversions, which are conversions that are specific to a website that we have to help the Facebook pixel understand, because they're not default. They're not just sign up, complete a form, or do a transaction on a well-known e-commerce gateway. It's a bit more complex. So there's a very, very good site called pixelyoursite.com, which offers a tool to make all of the pixel installation and customization very, very simple. It's really a WordPress plugin, so it only works on WordPress sites, and will do all of the custom work for you, so you can very easily create follow-up audiences for your advertising. And Joe, what do you know about follow-up audiences, having worked in online ads now for nearly a year?
Oh, I'm not going to explain it on the podcast, but I know quite a lot now.
And they always work out. That's what we know, is that
they do, yes.
Someone who's previously been to a site are way more likely to convert than someone who's
brand new and fresh.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you are stepping into the world of Facebook advertising for the first time, or someone who wishes you had a bit more development knowledge so you could customize your ads even more, this is a great tool to look at.
Okay.
They offer the notion that you can also install other things on there too, like Twitter pixels. Pinterest is one that they mention on the site as well. But what's not clear from Pixel Your Site right now is if you have the same customization options that we do on the Facebook Pixel, which is really what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's a little bit expensive. It's $80 is where this subscription starts. I guess if you look at that across a year, it's not too bad. And where this will get even more interesting, what they're very good at is communicating with people who sign up to their mailing list or site and telling everyone about the new things that their Pixel can do.
Okay.
And really what that's doing is just giving people more information about what the Facebook Pixel in general can do. But because they communicate it better and they offer quick, easy ways to make that happen on your site, it's a really interesting resource.
Excellent. No, that's good. I'm not very good with pixels. I can put them on. I can put them on my site, sort of in the bit where you're meant to put pixels. But when it comes to anything else, like Google Tag Manager and stuff, it gets a bit complicated for me.
It's only complex because it's new. I think that's what we find with the web. So Pixel Your Site, I believe, will be the first of many services that simplify this.
Good.
And then ultimately, Facebook will make it more simple from their side too. But because it's a new thing, because pixels are quite relatively fresh in the world of the web, the ease of use is not yet there. A lot of it is trial and error. So for that reason, I think it's a great thing to check out.
Yeah, no, I will have a look.
Excellent. So what's your number 2, Joel?
Wow. This one is actually a tool that I've used for quite a long time, actually. And when I logged into it this week for the first time in a while, it's actually all changed. It's not how it used to look. So I've had a play around with it. And before, it's actually called I think it's pronounced Likealizer. And it's basically, it tells you how well your Facebook page is performing. And what it does, it compares your Facebook page with other Facebook pages which are similar to yours, basically. And so when I used to log into this, you used to just put your Facebook page link in there and it would come up with all the information and give you a score. But now it asks you to log in. So I've created an account this week. And it actually shows all my Facebook pages that I'm admin on now on like a dashboard. So I can see at a glance all of the pages with all the scores on there, which is really useful because obviously all my clients, all your clients that we're admins for on Facebook, we can see their scores. And some of the information that you get, I'm just going to click through to mine so I can have a look down it and let you know, is it goes through some of the important things that you need on your Facebook page, like a username, a cover photo, profile picture, etc. And it has like ticks next to it, and it gives you like a score, a percentage score of how well you're doing. And there's things about milestones, your location, your address, and all the easy, simple stuff. But it also talks about activity as well. So about how many posts that you post each day, what sort of posts you're sending out, which ones are having sort of doing well, which ones aren't doing so well. It tells you what you could be posting instead. It also tells you about your engagement. Mine isn't very good. Looking at this, which I know anyway, it's so difficult to get engagement on Facebook unless you're giving away something really good. So yeah, I think when I used it before, I was using it for client Facebook pages. When I started working with them, I used to put it in there, see how they're doing before I started working on it. And then kind of following all the suggestions to try and make their Facebook page better. But yeah, I've not used it for a while. So, but yeah, this is good now. And you have to excuse my dogs are fighting again.
It's all right. They're trying to get their favourite app across, I'm sure.
Oh, they're constantly fighting. This is not good.
So Likealyzer is like an analysis tool for Facebook pages
Yes.
in the sentence.
Yeah.
So without mentioning the client, what was the top score that came across all those pages that you manage?
Without mentioning the client, okay.
Yes.
How am I going to tell you without mentioning who it is?
Just give us, is it a 80 out of 100? Is it a score, or is it?
Okay,
Does it just say very good?
Okay. It is 72 out of 100.
Okay, 72%. Yeah, very
Yeah.
very good. And what's the lowest score?
The lowest score is 32.
32. Okay, there we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, if anyone goes ahead and tries this, that gives them a scale.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and I can tell you what mine is. Mine is 61.
Oh, you're near the top, but I knew you would be.
my other page for the dogs, I have a Facebook page for the dogs, is 56. So that's not doing so well, but I don't post on there very much. So
I was going to say they're doing all right though, aren't they? When you think there's someone at 32, that's whoever that is. If they discover this, they're now heartbroken, being beaten by 2 dogs living
Yeah.
in France.
that's very true. I won't mention who that is.
Very good. So where can we get Likealyzer from?
Okay, the URL is literally likealyzer.com, and it's like, and then it's ALYZER.com.
Spelled the American way.
Of course, with a Z, yeah.
Is there a cost to Likealyzer?
No, I've not. I don't even think they have a pro account. I mean, this was all free. I've not paid anything. I just logged in, and it came up with, and obviously, given Facebook permission or them Facebook permission so that they can have a look at all my pages. But no money, free.
There we go. So a great price on that one. No reason why everybody can't compare themselves to dogs and whatever else came out top.
Exactly.
Okay, great stuff. Good stuff. So my second tool is one that you know a little bit about in Perfect Audience.
Okay, yeah.
So Perfect Audience, to explain to everybody, is a cross-platform remarketing tool. So remarketing is the practice of showing people ads that have previously visited your site and or performed an action on your site that you want to focus on. And we all see this in all kinds of ways every day. Have you been retargeted at all today, Joe?
Not that I've noticed, but then I've not been on my computer much today.
Oh, you've had a good day in the fresh air. That sounds good.
Yeah, exactly.
So an example of that is, as you know, I have a new person coming into my life this December.
Yes.
And so because of that, my wife and I have been looking at all kinds of things that we're having to learn fast about. And so we are being retargeted left, right and centre.
Yes.
And that's ranging from prams through to baby clothes, through to even diets for babies. Incredible stuff, really. So that is the practice of remarketing. You look at something or you book something, and then later on for the next few days, you're seeing very, very relevant ads. Perfect Audience is a tool that looks after our remarketing for us. And it works across AdWords, Facebook, Twitter if we have enough of a following, and it can also work across email too. And what this means is we can track people who visit our site, and then we can show them follow-up ads across all those different channels. So whereas if we were going to do all this ourselves, we'd need to create 4 or 5 different campaigns. Perfect Audience will take care of that once we've uploaded our messages and artwork. Okay. So where it becomes really useful is that cross-platform connection. Perfect Audience, I think, is a real time saver. That's the plus point. Really quick, great support. Scott is a person I've been generally chatting with there, and he's very, very helpful. And almost everything that you could do on any other tool is present. I particularly like the fact that you can track people that open your emails and show them ads afterwards. I think that's a very clever feature.
That's a good idea.
It's a really good idea, isn't it? And one of the things I've actually learned from Perfect Audience is because their statistics is a lot more in depth than we might just see on AdWords. It's taught me how to look for other kinds of conversions. So Perfect Audience will acknowledge a view through conversion. And what that means is it's someone who has converted later on through a different method, but who saw one of your remarketing ads at an earlier point in their journey.
Oh, okay.
So we begin to see the contribution effect of remarketing and placing banner ads across the web.
Definitely.
They have another type of conversion, which is an impression conversion, where someone literally just is on the same page as one of your adverts and later on converts. And the idea is that even though we may not consciously be staring at a graphic, it somehow stays in our brain in a subconscious sense.
Weird.
And we convert later on. Yeah, whether that's true or not is a great psychological debate, but it opened up my eyes to new ways of looking at remarketing, really.
Excellent. No, it sounds good, and it's something that I've not really used a lot with you. But yeah, no, it sounds like it can be really useful.
It can. Now there are a couple of things which are a little bit challenging with Perfect Audience. The first one is conversions. So because they're not strictly speaking part of AdWords or Facebook or any other platform, we have to set up all our conversions again.
Okay.
And in the way that they want them. So compared to, we looked at Pixel Your Site just before we spoke about this one, and you spoke about your second app.
Mm-hmm.
And the ability to set up conversions in analytics on Google, I think this is harder.
Yeah.
So Perfect Audience is just, understandably, it doesn't have access to the same information as the platforms themselves, but it just makes conversions tougher to set up. And then the second thing is the cost. It does tot up. And because they're looking after your remarketing for you, they probably go more than you would naturally do if you were just doing your remarketing campaign on your own. And it's a platform that needs refunding each week. So we kind of pay up front for our remarketing ads. Okay. And if we decide to pause a campaign, then we don't, what it often means is we still have funds left in that account.
Okay.
And whereas Perfect Audience lets us reassign that money to a campaign some point in the future, if we haven't spent too much of it, it's just sitting there. We're not able to withdraw it after spending it. So definitely worth a look, perfectaudience.com. It's a little bit more in depth than some of the other tools we've looked at, but if you really want to get some presence out there, it's probably the best remarketing tool that is the third-party platform that we've used.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Would you be tempted to give it a go?
I would, yeah, if I could afford it.
When I'm saying it turns out quite expensive, remarketing is always cheaper than targeting new customers.
Yeah, definitely.
So every platform recognises that someone's already connected with us in some way.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm saying it's comparatively expensive, it won't be as expensive as a campaign you did last week.
Yeah, we won't talk about that one.
Cool. Great stuff. So what is your app of the month, Joe?
Well, I'm going to go with Promo Republic this month.
I thought you might say that.
Yeah. And what about you?
Well, I do kind of like the sound of Promo Republic too, but I think I'm going to go for Pixel Your Site.
Okay.
And the reason behind that, even though we probably won't use it because we have the very talented Dave who works with us, looks after all our conversions, I like it because it's opening up conversion tracking and audience creation to a wider audience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And being a philosophical and philanthropic soul, I like that more people access advertising. So that's why.
Cool, definitely.
Great stuff. So, thank you very much for September's podcast.
No problem.
I hope it continues to be sunny where you are.
I hope so too.
And I hope I find wood.
Yeah, if not, pop over here. We have lots of wood at the moment.
There we go. There's an offer. We'll all come over. Every listener. That's an invite from Joe to everybody.
No, it's really not.
Have a great rest of the day. Cheers,
and
Joe.
you. See you later.
My name is Phil Byrne, and I'd like to thank you so much for listening today. I hope you got something really good to take away from this week's episode for you or your business. And you know what? I'd like to give you something more. In fact, I'd like to give you a whole free web marketing pack full of all my latest and best ideas on how you can take your business forward positively online. Download your pack at positivesparks.co.uk/pack, and most of all, guys, look forward to seeing you again next week.